One. All right, y'all, we are back. And we just gonna get straight into this. Of course, it's me, Coach J-Bo, and I got Dr. Cat Wilson. And we're about to start with Nathan. Go ahead and do it, bro. I don't want to butcher it. It's your last
Naythan
name, man.
Mulugeta.
Nathan Mulugeta. Man, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us. I think this is gonna be a great conversation. So since we started, I want to start from the beginning, man. Tell me, who are you, man? What are you about?
I mean, shoot, born and raised in the west side of Los Angeles. Grew up with a single mom. Was about sports all my life, really. I grew up playing soccer. I played soccer for 10 years. I really wanted to make the transition into football sooner than I ended up doing it. My mom didn't really, she wasn't on page with that. So yeah, I wanted to start playing when I was in sixth grade. I remember when that first football first struck my interest, but I didn't have her permission. So I spent all middle school basically begging, just I just want to play so bad. I used to watch the Broncos games with my brother, and I would see Demarius Thomas. I'm like, I want to do exactly what he doing. Like that looked fun. Like so, eighth grade is when I finally started, and it was up from there. But definitely dealt with a lot on my journey. I don't know. Should I get into that now?
Absolutely. But before you do that, I do have a question because you said west side of Los Angeles, which is that's a fairly big region. What high school did you go to?
Venice High School.
Okay, so that's yeah, that's pretty west. It's either there or what's the other one that kids go to? Culver City.
Yep, yep. But
Interesting.
I went to the school by the sea.
What drew you into football more than soccer, since that was the first sport that you played?
I think I didn't love playing soccer. I think it was so easy, and it was just like expected of me at that point to just continue playing, but it didn't really challenge me the way football did. And I loved watching how it took absolutely everybody cohesively on a football team to be successful, and it took every ounce of what you can think of: blood, sweat, tears, adversity, physicality, like everything. And obviously, I don't think there's a man in this world who would not want to legally use another man against his will. You know what I mean? So I feel like just the thought of that is just so exciting. And I knew the second I stepped on that field, there was nothing else I wanted to do. Like, so I just took it and ran with it.
And you knew that at 8 or later?
I didn't know anything at 8.
So when did you know that football is what you wanted? You spent 10 years in soccer. So what was the football time? When did that happen?
I started playing when I was 13, and I knew, I think it was probably like when I was like 14. It's like anytime like just imagine my future, I can never even imagine a future without me playing football in it. Like, and I knew for any
Mhm.
recent time moving forward, like this is something I want to dedicate my life to. So, yeah.
It's an interesting perspective because I always, Kat and I, we talk back and forth about kids growing up in certain regions and how certain sports dictate the direction a child would go because of just the culture. And I mean, it's safe to say California, although we celebrate all sports, the major ones, basketball and of course baseball, but it is safe to say, especially like maybe LA County and Orange County, it's a football. It's
Mhm.
driven, especially in the inner city. That's where, our kids go. Did that have any heavily influence on you, going that direction as well?
That's actually, I would say so. 'Cause I say once I got to middle school, my middle school was super diverse, and we did have a lot of inner city kids at my middle school. One person I went to middle school with ended up being a first round draft pick a couple years ago. So there was a lot of people at that school who did play football, and that did have a lot of influence on what I wanted to do because, obviously we're all friends, and I obviously took interest in that as well.
Would you say you had an athletic identity early in your life?
Definitely, definitely. Like I was always a very active kid. I just couldn't imagine a life with no sports in it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say I would identify myself as solely just an athlete, but I feel like as a kid, like just being active was just so a part of my daily routine that I knew in any recent future amongst me growing up that sports was going to be a part of my life.
Interesting. And once you committed to just being an athlete, do you think that was maybe the driving force to keep you focused and kind of keep you out of all the distractions that comes with living? in this city?
Definitely, like 110%. And I feel like, I've seen people as well as my friends into a different path when, things didn't work out otherwise. And I feel like they didn't immerse themselves enough in what could deter them a different direction as opposed to, falling into a stereotype. And I would definitely say, especially growing up in a city like I did, playing sports was such a big help to be further away from all that. And
Mhm.
it definitely helped me develop the sense of discipline and standards for myself to know that taking those routes could deter all my progress that I've built moving forward with what I really want.
And if you could kind of give me some examples of some things that you had to do to navigate and stay on path. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to mention that in the beginning, but I had asked another question. You said, you had some things that you had to overcome just growing up, single family, all those, if you don't mind sharing.
Well, yeah, I grew up with a single mom. My father wasn't in the picture much. And she was always working. There'd be times I wouldn't really see my mom very much because she was a nurse. So it's like I'm at school all day. I come home, she's asleep. She work all night. So it's like I had to figure a lot out on my own. So especially when it came to football and American dream household, I didn't have that. I didn't have mommy and daddy at my games. Mommy and daddy driving me to practice all the time. I had to figure a lot out on my own because I didn't have that support system that I can say I could rely on because everything else in my life was so uncertain. And even when I did get to high school, I dealt with a lot of injuries, and that definitely set me back further and further and further and further and further. But I knew that I never wanted to lose sight of what I truly envisioned for myself. So that just always kept me in perseverance to keep going.
What did you use to keep you moving forward every time you had an injury?
The Lord, the good Lord, definitely.
What did you do? Did you pray? Did you have mantras? What was that thing that you would do?
I mean, I would say praying is an understatement. Shit gets, oh, excuse me.
No,
Um,
you're good. You're good, bro. I told you, so get your safe space here, comfortable.
okay, I was about to say, man, sometimes shit gets so hard, like you really just drop to your knees, like, God, please, like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's just, I've dealt, like, my high school injury history is insane. Like, I didn't get to play my first full year of high school football till I was a senior. So it's like,
Wait, what?
yeah.
So technically, before you got to college, if I'm doing the math, you started at 13. You kind of only played maybe 2.5 years of actual full contact organized football, maybe ish.
Around there.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a hell of a learning curve, bro.
I had to maneuver a lot. My injury history in high school is extremely extensive. Um, a lot of it, I just feel like I just didn't really have guidance. I didn't have like a sense of direction. I didn't know what to do. I just tried to rush the process every single time. And I didn't want to be without what I felt identified me. And anytime I came back from that and it happened again, I'm just like, fuck, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, man. So the experience alone is a lot, right? To
Hmm.
have to overcome an injury, you're out there on the sideline, you seeing people play, and even now you're behind people that you're probably better than. So you got to deal with that mental aspect. But then now you got to deal with the pressure of not knowing what the future has in store for you. Because what they say, the best, availability is the best way to progress to the next. So how were you? Man, I know you said praying, and I get that. And I don't want to take away the credibility of praying. But I also heard you say that technically you're first generation student athlete, so you don't have anyone to kind of help you navigate through this. Who was in your corner, bro? Who could you rely on? Like, who was helping you through this journey?
You,
Interesting.
the
You,
man
huh?
in the mirror.
I mean, I feel like, don't get me wrong. I know um, I give a lot of credit to my older brother as well. He definitely came in to start supporting me, especially when I got to college. And he was a lifeline I had to just call and vent to all the time. He made sure he showed support to what I had going on, et cetera, et cetera. But in the early stages, I really feel like it was
Hmm.
was just me and God. Like, and obviously, I give a lot of credit to my high school head coach, Angelo Gasca. He definitely took on a big role, knowing my home life and what I was going through. And he was a father figure to me early on. You know, just I feel like he had every opportunity to step in and make sure that I was grounded, and he took every single opportunity. And for that, I'm forever in debt. I talk to him to this day. I just talked to him last week. So with him in my corner, it was definitely a big help because he knew how in my head I'd get about missing time and, you know, getting another injury and just sitting on the sideline, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it never seemed like he looked at me any different.
Yeah,
How did you
absolutely.
go from 1 year at Venice to college? What was that transition like?
I went to a junior college out of Venice High School. Um,
Okay.
that was hard. I really underestimated how, regardless of the level of college football, it is a different speed. No matter where you come from, it don't matter. That's why you see these 5 stars in high school. Sometimes they don't pan out. They don't understand the different speed of the game. And by speed of the game, I feel like people take that very literally. The gameplay is fast. It's not just that; it's the speed of learning the plays, the speed of picking up on a new way of training, picking up on a new way of learning an offense or a defense. Like, it's just the speed of life altogether. That's why people generalize it as the speed of the game because that's what you're there for at the end of the day. But that transition from a boy to a man in just a few months, it's a lot of pressure regardless of where you go. So like, yeah, I was one of those people who definitely underestimated what a junior college football player was.
And
So
you know
when
what's
you were
crazy that you
junior
mentioned
college,
that?
yeah.
Because I'm sorry, go ahead,
No,
Kat.
go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. I'm glad you pointed that out. So I experienced a junior college as well, and people don't realize you have a mix of different type of talents at that level. You got what it's called dropbacks, people that already played at that high level, maybe couldn't keep their grades up or got into some trouble. Then you got the underdog who's hungry, who's just gonna play at a higher level because he feels like he or she doesn't belong there. That people make junior college seem like it's for the ones, the rejects, the ones that couldn't make it. But in my opinion, and I'm just talking from my experience, my junior college, the people on my team alone, I've seen the best talent that I've ever experienced in my entire life, and I played on the Division 1 high level. Now, it was some other reasons. Once I got there, I understood why they weren't playing at that level. Like I said, the game speed, being able to, like you said, even just conduct yourself as a young adult is challenging. Get your ass up on your own to go to class, be at practice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pass the
Definitely.
drug test. Just keeping it real what people weren't doing. I'm like, oh, I see why you're not at Miami. I got you. Not because you weren't good enough. You just weren't mature enough. So you know what I mean? But they bust your ass from practice every day. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Definitely.
What was you gonna say, Cat? My bad.
So question, when you left Venice to go to the community college, when you were injured, did you learn to study and to learn differently because you weren't actually out there doing it?
Yes. And that's what I feel like helps me to this day because I feel like I can have a bird's eye view when I'm learning if I do want to learn things in a different way as opposed to being hands on learning it while I'm on the field. And I feel like
Mm.
a lot of athletes, especially at a young age, have a hard time to be able to study film or to learn things not being out there and not being on the field doing it, as to where I had to learn that at such an early age. And I've had to pick up on so many different offenses as well without having the access or the ability to actually be out there, that it does provide me an advantage to be able to be such a quick learner now.
Interesting. I like that perspective. And you mentioned to me when I met you, so you played wide receiver, and now you know the multiple positions as receiver. Like, take us through that transition and how you started at one position, now you're at that, and you had to pick up like what led you to even be a receiver versus a DB or a running back? Because you, like I said, for those who didn't get it, I got an opportunity to meet you. You got to be at least what, 6 feet 205.
I wish, bro. I'm like 185. I wish, man. I'm about 6'1", about 185.
185. Okay. Well, see, you passed the eyeball test. You look heavier than that, bro. You look damn near bigger than me, man.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, take us through that process.
So youth football, that's when I first started. I played receiver and safety. I was one of the tallest people on the team. And when I got to high school, I played. I feel like I need to explain my journey along high school to why
Come on.
I've played
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many. Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
after my freshman year, or no, after my eighth grade year, I played in this off-season league called the Throwback Football League. I balled out in that league, and it was an off-season tackle football team. Balled in that league, like balled crazy, and I ended up getting an article put out about me in LA Times. So I was the top incoming freshman in the nation. So I was like,
Whoa.
I'm about to go insane. I'm about to go stupid, right? So I played for the team whose feeder school was Venice High School. Like I played for the Venice Cowboys. And obviously being from the area, I was like, why would I not want to, you know what I'm saying? So I was originally going to go to Gardena Serra, but it was a class I didn't take in middle school that they needed me to take in the morning, but their practice didn't start till 3 p.m. So my mom was like, I'm not taking you twice. So you can go to Venice. So I'm like, shit, all right. So end up going to Venice, end up working out, you know. So I'm like, damn, I'm about to play varsity as a freshman. You know, things I'm about to go crazy. And in the 7-on-7, I'm playing safety and I go to bat a ball down and I land with my leg like this and it folds backwards and I completely tear or I had a grade 2 tear on my ACL and a complete dislocation of my kneecap. So that was it for my freshman year. And as far as like when I say I didn't have guidance, I didn't have somebody consistently taking me to PT, having consistent check. Like I didn't have somebody behind my athletic career like I really feel like I needed at the time. And I feel like my mom was so immersed in work. I did not have a father at the time. 14 years old trying to figure it out. My brother didn't live with us at the time. So that's why I say like the only person I was relying on was my head coach at the time. And there's only so much he could do, you know? And I waited a while. I waited till December to start running again, and I tore my meniscus. So I'm like, that's this one of the times when I say I dropped to my knees and just asked God, fuck, like why? You know what I'm saying? So I, I kept it pushing, and I was like, you know what? Whatever's planned, whatever's meant to be is meant to be. And I end up not getting cleared until the middle of my sophomore year. And LA Times even put out another article like Venice could later get back sophomore receiver. I was not a receiver anymore. I actually was out so long that I gained 65 pounds and had to play linebacker. So I swear to God. So I'm I'm about 210, 215 at this point. I'm out of shape. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm just out here just trying to play football, to be honest with you. So that happens. That season just felt like a blur. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I know I play linebacker, but I wanted to play ball. I was figuring it out. So that season was washed. Whatever. My goal for that offseason was I need to lose this weight and I want to play receiver again. I am not fucking with this linebacker shit. It is not for me.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
I'll be damned if I'm filling gaps and doing all this other shit. Y'all can have that. I don't want that shit. So,
Right, right. Hey, that's for a different animal, ain't it?
and
That
that am
linebacker, man.
not. Shit, I am not that am. I tell you that. So I was so focused on losing weight and getting back out there, et cetera, et cetera. My junior year starts, and it's like I ain't skip a beat. Like I'm back down. I was like 170. I have 3 tuds in the
Nice.
first 2 games. I'm like, oh shit. I'm feeling myself again. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt a little slower because, I was still pretty apprehensive of my knee. But I was like, okay, like I feel good. Like this is I'm not thinking anymore. I'm just playing. I'm playing with you know what I'm saying? Like felt so good.
Hmm.
And week 3, we're at practice, and somebody falls on the side of my leg, and I tore my MCL. So I'm like I'm boo hoo crying. Like I'm like there is no way. Like things just started again. Like I started getting, a bunch of recruiting mail. Like I started getting a lot of invites to camps in the off season. Like everything
Yep.
is picking up here. Like I'm getting hella follows on my Twitter. I'm feeling myself, but that shit just like put a stake in my heart. Like I'm just like God. Like so I end up getting a cortisone shot and finishing out the year because I was not about to miss it. Yeah, so I missed like 4 weeks and came back with a cortisone, finished the year out. So that obviously my goal for my senior year was, look, I missed out on the most important year of my high school career, which is your junior year, to really build
Junior
that
year.
rapport with coaches, et cetera, to see so they can come
Yeah.
see you finish out. But
Yeah.
without that, I'm like, I gotta go crazy in 707 in the off season. I gotta go stupid. So February, I'm running a comeback in the 707. Boom, pop my kneecap out. I'm looking at it and I'm screaming. Like I'm like, God damn, it happened again, bro. So my kneecap was so far out of place and it didn't heal properly from the other times. They put me in a full leg cast to realign my leg. So
Mm.
I was in a full leg cast for about a month. And I came out of that cast and like I still really wasn't as immersed in physical therapy as I probably should have been. And by the time I got cleared, my goal senior year was just not get hurt. Like I'm like, damn, I just don't want to get hurt. I just don't want to get hurt. Please God, allow me to just finish. And I knew I was playing
Yeah.
extremely apprehensive, extremely scared. I'm not taking no
Yeah.
risks. I'm like, I just don't want to miss time. We had our quarterback was a baller, but he ended up getting hurt in the summer, so we had to move a receiver to quarterback, and we had who a receiver who's now on the Panthers at Z, and then we had Ocho Cinco's son at X, and I'm stuck in the middle. I'm
Ooh,
like,
that's a receiving core though. That's a
man,
pretty solid core though.
you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want to be off the field with these dudes. Like we awesome. I don't want to miss this. So
Yeah.
that was why high school was so difficult for me. And I had to battle a lot of adversity and a lot of missed time.
I have so many questions, right? So
That's
as you're going
Yeah.
through it and as you're living through it and as you're reliving telling the story, what do you say is your greatest moment of growth?
a great question. Like, you mean up until now or back then?
Up until now. From then, as you're retelling the story, now you're seeing it from a different perspective because you're through it.
Right.
So,
Right.
as you're looking from where you're sitting now, what is like, I got through that. I big up that spot. What was the moment where you was like, wow, as you reflect on it?
That I can think and say, like, all these things happen for me and not to me. I feel like having that victimized mindset kept me in such a secluded mindset of what could happen for me and what blessing is behind all this commotion that I have to find my way through. I feel like back then it's just like, oh, it's all happening to me, to me, to me, to me. And now it's like
Hmm.
I can sit and reflect like, wow, all that happened. So right now this could happen for me.
Do you often tell your story?
No, like honestly, I know in recent time, just because I moved schools, I've told it a couple times, but in general, no, it ain't
I
even
mean,
over. I was
shit,
like,
dude. I'm sorry. I just
what'd you say?
no. I was like, man, I'm just processing everything you said, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I counted 5 injuries. 5 injuries in 4 years.
Shoot,
Bro, you got to be one of the most mentally tough dude. Like I said, we hear stories about athletes having injuries, but this is over a long period. Usually someone retiring from NFL and they're like, "Hey, I played for 20 years. I had about five or six, bro. You got your five in like 4 years." I don't care what nobody say. Like, this is why I'm so biased towards athletes. And this is another reason why Kat and I, we always scream to the mountaintop that athletes should never abandon athletic identity because of that mentality. What you just developed by your injuries is a superpower when it comes to transferable life skills. I just want to let you know that. I know you're still in football mode, right? Because you're still playing, and that time will come. But when that time comes, bro, you are going to have such a freaking head start because most people will crumble. Some people will freaking jump off a bridge trying to overcome that level of like seriously, not to play with mental health, but like no, that's I have to give you your kudos, bro, and your shout out for that level of resilience, bro, at that early age. You
that
know what I
means a
mean?
lot. We do appreciate that, man. I mean, shoot, that's only about a third of it, to be honest with you. It got a lot harder in college. Got a lot harder in.
And where did you go after community college? Where did you go?
I went to Morehead State University, a small Division I school in Kentucky, and then I was at a Division II school in Virginia, and then now I'm just transferred to the College of Idaho.
So tell me about your moves. Why are you moving?
Well, a lot of it wasn't up to me, but so my first year of community college was rough. I was in the mindset of like, can't nobody tell me shit. Like, I'm about to be a one and done. I ain't being here for more than a
Hmm.
semester. Y'all suck. Like, I'm here to just, you know what I'm saying? First
Hmm.
practice, I got jammed to the dirt twice. That was my wake up call. I said, shit. I said, man, they some fucking dogs. I remember I used to carpool.
Welcome to the big boys.
I remember I used to carpool with the homie, and I remember we in the car. I'm like, bro, these niggas good. I don't know I don't know what the fuck everybody be saying about JUCO, but I don't know
I'm
what.
telling you,
Yeah, like
I'm
so.
telling you, they got some
This,
dogs in JUCO, man.
to this day, the best corner I ever went against is from that junior college. To this day, to this day. I don't know if it's because I was so underdeveloped as a receiver, but ain't nobody had me against my own will like that to this day. So I gotta
Hmm.
give props where it's due. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I ever went to a practice genuinely afraid. Like I'm like, fuck, like he about to jam me
What
again.
Hmm.
junior college was it?
Los Angeles Valley College.
Valley.
Yeah.
Where's
Uh,
that at?
In the
like
valley.
Oh, it's in the valley.
it's like right near Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, I didn't even know
Monarchs,
that.
right?
Yes, yes. So, I'll get into everything with college. So, I went there, yeah, my first year, and I end up getting mono and having a knee issue right before fall camp. And it was obviously best with the head coach when he told me, you know, we gonna redshirt you. You're not ready. And my opinion, obviously, you know, at 18, couldn't nobody tell me shit. I'm like, I ain't redshirt nothing. I'm playing, bro. This my only semester of JUCO. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, and he was looking at me like I was kind of crazy, and I low key was like, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. So end up having to take that year off, and he ends up getting let go. And they told us that we're not going to get a new head coach till the month of the first game. So
Damn.
I'm like, that don't make sense. I gotta leave. So me and my friend who came to that school together, we end up going to the other junior college down the street, LA Pierce. And
Oh, I'm familiar with them.
yeah, so I get to Pierce. No shame to them. Never to this day have I ever been in a weight room for 2.5 hours sometimes. Like, we in there just, I don't know, man. Like, that wasn't for me. So, we in there, I don't feel like much development was made in to my favor. And there ended up being a lot of disorganization because our head coach got fired after the second game, I think. And it left our whole team in disarray. Like, there's a big commotion of what it spread about on the news. I'm not gonna get into that. So that I wasn't even on the roster. Like it's like coaches sometimes wouldn't really show up to practice. We didn't know what was going. Like it was just a big clusterfuck, to be honest with you. Like it was
Right.
like I knew I had to leave after that. I wasn't on the roster. I didn't participate in anything. Like I was just like I felt like I was just watching everything. Like damn, what's going on? Like so I had no participation there. And then that next semester, I ended up, uh, I went back to Valley, and I was like, okay, like probably gonna figure it out and finish it out here. COVID happens, so I'm like,
That's
damn,
right.
like, what am I finna do? So that's when I just head first into training, and I was like, I don't ever want to doubt myself athletically again. I've been so in my head about, me having to be so particular with where I go because I'm doubting myself and I don't know if I can compete with these people and this and that.
Hmm.
I just want to work on my craft, and that's what I'm going to take this COVID year as. I didn't quarantine shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was training my ass off, like my ass
Nice.
off, like hard as hell. And I ended up meeting somebody who went to East LA Junior College, and he was like, "Bro, we need receivers. Like we in the national division, and you're gonna be on a bigger stage. Like, you know what I'm saying?" So I'm like, sign me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? This step one and not doubting myself.
You're like, I ain't got nothing going on yet. So I mean,
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, so get there, and I'm not used to this type of coaching. I'm not gonna lie. These coaches are very like in your face, like you know what I'm saying, but they
Mhm.
demand excellence, and I respect it to this day. I have so much respect for that offensive coordinator I had at that school. He looks out for me to this day as well. Coach Drum, by far the realest, most upfront coach you will ever meet in your life. He will never tell you nothing but and I couldn't see it back then. I don't think I was mentally ready for how upfront and brutally honest he was. But when that season started, I remember we were in summer ball and I fractured my wrist. I fell on my wrist, fractured my wrist. It was a hairline fracture, so I was only out for a couple of weeks. I came back. They moved some people around in positions, and you know the dude they moved to my spot was balling. So I'm damn, like, you know, I'm happy for the dude, but shit, you know what I mean? Like, so I
Yeah. What about me?
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I knew when I came back, work had to be done. But so week one comes, I end up starting. You know, I'm like, damn, like this is fun. I haven't been a starter in years. Like this is my fourth year in junior college. I'm finally starting. Like God is good. Yes, I was playing very in my head, so I was so scared of losing that, and I didn't know how to mentally prepare myself to prepare to succeed and not prepare to be afraid to fail. And I feel like that was my biggest struggle with all the time I missed. It's just like I was always mentally preparing for the worst. And so that happened and it was rough. I'm not going to lie. And that week two came along and I caught COVID on Friday. And it was crazy because I was praying all year. Like, it was like, if I get COVID, please just have it not be during the season. Like, please God allow it to just not be during the season. Like, just not during the season. Friday of week two, I get COVID. I'm crying so hard.
Damn.
Like, bro, I'm crying so hard in the hospital room. The nurse put on a whole COVID suit to give me a hug. I was screaming. Like, I was like, my life is
You
over.
said week two? You called it week two of the season?
Week two. And it's not even the
You know
beginning.
break.
It's not even the beginning of the week. So I had to miss 3 games because I had to miss 2 weeks. So I'm like, there's just no way, bro. And I come back and like, the dude behind me start balling. So I'm like, man, like, this sucks. And my first game back, you know, I'm having a good game. We're playing Ventura College. Boom, pop my knee out. So I'm like, oh, like what the fuck? Like I'm
Man,
like,
we had injury number seven, brother. Jeez.
and it's
God,
crazy. I've never had no surgery at this point. Like nothing has been surgically repaired. Like I just keep having these like very manageable, like conservative injuries that just take a little
yeah.
while. Like this was the one where I'm
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry, but I gotta crack a joke, man. Please tell me you're majoring in PT.
damn. What?
It was a joke so good that he
Did we just
cut
go
himself out.
blank?
I hope it can be edited and we can bring it back in.
No, because remember when he and I were on, he had to cut it off in order to bring another person back in. So I don't know if he can bring himself back in.
Damn, damn.
Well, he had a
That was,
joke.
he did.
It's like, does he not have nothing? Because he hasn't called yet. He has to know he's gone, right?
I hope so. I hope he don't think he talking to us. Let me see. Yeah, he didn't text me anything.
Hello.
You know you gone, right?
What happened? Was it me?
Yeah, you gone. We still here.
Oh, that's crazy. It just kicked me out, huh? All
Where are
right, let me
you?
get back in. It just froze me. It's this the weirdest thing ever. I'm glad y'all still on, so I'll figure it out. I'm gonna invite myself back on.
I was like, can you come back in or do we have to hang up and come back?
Nah, stay in. I'm gonna figure something out. Watch this. Watch how I'm
Okay.
gonna do this.
It must have been a good joke.
It must have been a great joke. I'm sure he could probably cut some parts, so you could just say like there are
Yeah,
some
he can
difficult.
edit it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good. Hold on, I'm gonna get in here real quick.
Hope you remember that joke.
I know.
Wait, you didn't even catch the joke?
No, you was
Oh
like, I
man,
got a
watch.
real
It's a
good
good
joke
one. I
for you.
remember it.
Gone.
That's what threw me off. I'm like, it was perfect timing. Hold on, let me get in this way.
He probably thought his shit wasn't funny.
The universe is like, no, that's not
Nah,
funny.
bro, that ain't it. That ain't it, player. All right, cool. We got action.
Don't hear you.
Yeah, there you are.
Say something.
All right, let me go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
we
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
Can't hear you. Yep. He gone again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Did
so I
you
know
just
you
try
have to
to?
tell the story again. So you went to Valley,
Got it.
Pierce,
Oh, perfect.
East.
You back.
I'm back.
Okay,
All right,
it's
so
two
look,
of you.
so check it. All right, so what I had said was, with all these injuries, please tell me that you are currently majoring in PT or sports therapy or sports. Like, come on, bro. At this point, bro, you gotta
I
you
am
gotta be a
not.
professional.
I am not. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
That was a
Oh,
good one.
good. Yeah, I was just thinking. I'm like, man, I'm counting. I'm like, bro, it started at like age 14. You about what, 20, 21 right now?
How old I
And
am
you
right
done
now?
had something. Yeah, yeah.
I'm 25.
25. Okay, so yeah, and you done had something damn near every year. I'm like, yeah, bro. I think I see your second calling, bro. You probably know more than these doctors about the human body, especially when it comes to the knees and the
Yeah,
ACLs
definitely, definitely,
And recovery.
and just recovery. I
And
was just about to say,
recovery.
for sure.
you'll be a hell of a what is call it? I don't even
Either
know
an
if it's a
athletic
profession.
trainer, physical therapist,
There we go. Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
because you
Definitely,
know the importance of physical therapy because you didn't go.
exactly.
Right.
No, I did not.
Exactly.
You know, there's two of you in
Yes.
here, right?
Yeah. Is it? I don't want to leave the. Let me do this. Is that better?
You weren't repeating or anything.
Was it? Yeah, because I had put the mingle. But now you see my screen, right? The full screen.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We in action. It's still recording, so we're gonna let it roll this way. Yeah. All right, man. So I mean to cut you off on that one. So you're at East LA.
Eli.
You said you went to
Yep.
Eli.
But what was the
Yeah.
joke? What was the joke?
That was the joke. Well, all them
What?
injuries, man. You better be majoring in some form of
Shoot. That's why I cut you.
That's funny. That's real funny.
So special.
So yeah, so I ended up getting COVID that week two. Come back, dude behind me balling. My first game back, I ended up popping my kneecap out of place, and I tore the ligament that holds your kneecap in place called the MPFL. And conservatively, it can be handled with physical therapy, as what I've done previously. But I've done it so many times that like I needed it surgically repaired. That whole off season, I didn't run not one time. I did not run a single time. I couldn't. Like I was in so much pain, and all they were providing me was therapy twice a week. And shit, I didn't know no different. Like I'm thinking like, you know what? Like I've always figured it out. This is just gonna be a way. Fuck it. Like, and I ended up picking up an offer from Morehead State, and I was like, I'm not passing up a Division 1 opportunity. I don't care. I could be half dead. I'm not passing that up. And I end up going, and I'm popping 1,200 milligrams of Tylenol, 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen just to practice. Like, and I'm in so much pain, and I'm like skipping certain drills, skipping one-on-ones, like, and it got to the point where like the coach is asking me why, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm over here acting dumb. Like I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know what you're talking about. Like I have no clue. Um, I had like another episode to where like I felt my kneecap come out. I'm just like my knee. Even my roommate can attest for this. It would look like a softball was behind my kneecap when we came home. Like there was nothing I could do. I knew I was fucked. Like I was like I really need to get this handled. And that next day, my head coach brought me in his office, and he was like, "We really are concerned about what's going on. Like, can you please elaborate on what this, what's going on with your knee?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Like, and little did I know, I signed a medical release for him. He had my whole like MRI report, and he just kind of like turned it around on his desk and pushed it towards me, and
like
then
this
I
is
was
you.
like, fuck. Yeah, like I'm like, oh my god, like so I'm like, shit, there's nothing I can do. I'm fucked. I'm caught. And I started apologizing. I was like, I don't come from shit. Like this is the only opportunity I had. I didn't want to let nobody down. I didn't want to let myself down. I didn't want to be at the crib. This was my only opportunity, and I really just want your forgiveness. And there's some stuff he said that I will not repeat, but he also said, like, you wasted a roster spot. Don't know what else to tell you. Please leave my office. And I'm like, all right.
Damn.
Ain't
Right.
nothing I can do, you know? But I love this shit so much, like call me stupid, which it was pretty stupid, but I practiced every single day after that. Like just cuz I didn't want to not be out there. I'm still doing the same shit too, popping all these pills. I didn't want to be off the field. I'm doing everything I could just to be out there. I didn't give a fuck. He told me straight up, you would never play here. And I was like, fuck it. Like I just want to be out there. I practiced what? I had to be up at because when they told me I needed surgery and stuff like that, I had to be up at I think 4 or 5. I practiced like 10 hours before that. I practiced the day before I had surgery. Like I was not missing shit, and I told him straight up, I don't miss practice, bro. And I end up getting the surgery. My position coach moves. We get a new position coach. I don't get cleared until a little before fall camp of 23. And so I missed spring ball as well. And he told me, like, he brought in his guys. It's going to be a little hard for me to play. He knows how the head coach feels about me, hence what I've done. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm about to go here and earn it. Man, they got me below some of the freshmen. I'm like, man, like, that's just disrespectful.
Right.
So, I'm very in my head at this point. I'm more so focused on winning somebody over than playing my game.
Right.
I'm so worried about how he perceives me and how I'm being perceived by them. Like I'm not just like playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it led to a lot of mental errors along the game, with forgetting some plays, dropping balls, et cetera, et cetera. Like I'm so focused on like somebody's opinion, not just going out there and playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I still made some plays in camp and made the most out of the majority of my opportunities, but obviously it wasn't enough. And I knew I needed to make a move after this. And first time in 20 years, they ended up wiping the head coach. So we in spring of 24 at this point. And I'm like, okay, boom, I get a fresh new opportunity. Spring ball went decent for me. I had a couple rough days, but it went decent. And the head coach pulled me in and, he said, we got guys your age with experience. Like, you ain't played in the game in 2 years. It's like, damn, bro. All right, like, I gotta leave. So that's when I was in the portal, the first time in the portal. I ended up getting contacted by UVA Wise. That was my first one. I ended up with like 3 other offers, but UVA Wise was my first one. And I feel like they sold me a dream that I really wanted to hear. They told me that they were looking for a dude like me. They're not bringing in no Division 1 transfer. They're not coming here and start. I feel like I wasn't really given a fair opportunity once I did commit to them and get there. I feel like they kind of turned their back on me. All respect to the guys who were there, though. I really did love the guys and the team of that organization. I just don't feel like the goal was to win by all means necessary. Without like it was hard to get true opportunities when you have 2 returning starters for the last few years and we go 12 personnel only and we don't do no one-on-ones in camp. We don't do 7-on-7 like that. Like we're 12 personnel only. Like it's hard to get true opportunity. Like yeah, that's a head
So
scratcher.
what were you expecting when you went to the second school?
A lot more opportunity, a lot more of an expectation for me to come in and like earn a job and get the opportunity to and know that the expectation was from knowing that the expectation of the people in charge was for me to be a big contributor. And it feels like once I got there, that wasn't the case. And that was a very low moment for me after that year because it left me extremely just confused. Like, even senior day, I'll never forget this. This was like just a gut punch. Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm the only senior in the receiver room. So I'm like, they gonna start me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a feel good story, something like that. You know what I mean? I don't play till the middle of the second quarter. So
Mm.
I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna make the most out of this shit. I don't give a fuck. First, first play I'm in, yeah, 25-yard game. First play I'm in, I'm like, boom, this about to be my game. This gonna be my first 100-yard game. I'm about to go crazy. They take me out after that next play. I don't play the rest of the game. I'm like, I've never dropped a ball in a game. At this point, I ain't never ran no wrong route in a game. I was like, what's the issue? You know what I mean? And that just made me lose a lot of respect for what they wanted to do moving forward. And I knew that I've officially been done wrong. And I take full accountability in me choosing to participate at that program and believing what they told me. Although after that year, I was fully prepared to, take the hard route of trying to pursue playing professionally with little to no game film. And I was fully prepared to do it until I found out I had more eligibility. And I
Wait,
was like,
what? How many
yeah,
more years you got?
one. So,
You got one.
yeah, so because I compliance called me and they told me that I needed to pass a certain amount of classes because I got it incomplete in a class because I was late to take a final. And they called me and they said, you need to pass a certain amount of classes to be eligible for next year. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and they were like, are you not using your last year? I said, my last year? I said, oh shit.
Try to
Put me
play
in,
it off real quick, huh?
yeah. I said, put me in the portal. Fuck y'all. Um, I ended up in the portal all last semester. I dealt with a lot of mental health battles early in the semester when before I found out I had more eligibility and during. I say January was a very difficult month for me figuring out what I wanted to do moving forward. I've never been at such a low point mentally before, even with all everything else I've explained before. This is when I truly felt like it was like my life was like make or break. And I ended up having to get mental help as well. So,
Good, good.
I feel like that was the biggest thing I wanted to work on that I never really attested to. All my collegiate career was, I could improve physically all I want, but if I don't know how to translate it to truly believe in myself, like it's meaningless. And I definitely wanted to shift my focus on how I perceive things, and that's just going back to the for me and not to me mindset. I feel like that was developed a lot through being in therapy. And I ended up racking up some offers. I had seven or eight, but
Nice.
um, I ended up getting some Division 1 interest, and they didn't end up pulling the trigger. I had a lot of Division 2 offers, but nobody stood out like the College of Idaho. The family feel that they bring, the cohesiveness the team has, the passion to win the coaches have, access to what they to life after football and life after collegiate football. I'd say that they have. 20 minutes from Boise, they got a lot of Boise State transfers. Even the strength coach is like just superb. Like everything about that school, and they're not a Division 2 school or Division 1 school. Like they're an AIA, but I'm telling you, I don't regret this decision, not one bit at all. Like I feel like being a part of this team will definitely bring me to the player I want to be.
Nice. It sounds like they run a pretty efficient program. It doesn't matter what level you're on. I think you're pointing out the things that are important. Cohesiveness. Like I said, you got to have some guys with you that you know that's down for the sacrifice that you're willing to take. A coach that's understandable, but at the same time willing to push you. And some organization, some things that you know that's predictable. Can I give you can I give you a cheat code or a play?
Of course.
So the universe has somehow bestowed on you an additional year when you thought you were done, right?
Hmm.
So what if you were to take this final year and from a mentality standpoint, you don't come in with great expectations. Now, before you push back, let me tell you what I mean by that. What I mean by expectations, I mean performance wise. What if you go there just to once have an actual full experience of just being a collegiate athlete on their last year? Just experience the games, the locker room. Just be calm and poised in this moment. Don't, like I said, if you start, you start. If you ball out, you ball out. Don't put that up there. Don't just experience this. You'd be surprised what your body and your mind will allow you to do when you come in. And I know I'm giving you this advice, but I sound like that's something like Kathy would say. So I'm gonna let her.
It was. I
Go
was like,
ahead.
that would
Go
have
ahead.
been good. Yeah, that would have been me. It was being present in the moment,
Yeah.
Hmm.
being thankful and appreciative of every moment. The small things. Don't look for the great big thing. Just be excited and happy about every little thing because you worked hard to get to that space. You've been
Hmm.
looking for this school the whole time, but your mentality wouldn't allow you to do that because I don't think you respected what an NAIA would have been for your ego. But it
Mhm.
fits your person, and it came at the right time, right? You had to go through all of that to get to what you've been looking for the whole time.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to this conversation in a year to know what did you, if because you're probably still gonna live there, you're probably not gonna leave, you're gonna find your space there
Yeah.
if that's what you're looking for, and
Hmm.
being honest with yourself, or what do you want for yourself in your
Yeah.
life as a total, as a plan.
Yeah. If you can, yeah, just experience it. And I know the distractions are going to come, but if you don't treat it like an actual distraction, and I mean just the stuff that comes with the game and the territory, just like that's one of my, I don't want to say regrets, but I wish I was able to do that my last year. But because I was so big on my ego, well, I need to be doing this and playing this and projecting here. Man, I'm 20 years removed, man, and I visit my alma mater last year for 20 years, and I damn near broke down because I was like, damn, I was so bitter leaving that I didn't get a chance to even appreciate the fact that I was playing on this platform during this time. If that makes sense. And then
Hmm.
I'm looking back like, man, if I could have just took that last year to just been like, man, I got a jersey on. I'm running out on the field. You get what I'm saying? I can hear the crowd, but I took it for granted because I'm so wrapped up with, man, why you didn't put me in on this play? Why you didn't, you know what I mean? Well, what the future look like? You know, you don't get a chance to appreciate that. And when I talk to people that walked on, that didn't get any playing time, and they kind of knew, they was happy to be here. They got the best stories because they was just happy to be a part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised, man, what your body will do when it ain't going through stress. And I mean, from a performance standpoint, when you get to treat it like the game that you fell in love with when you was 13, when the shit came easy to you, when you was literally just transitioning from soccer, you was like, oh shit, I'm fast and shifty. Let me go play some football. This is fun. I'm bossing people. Like it's that type of mentality, bro, that comes when you're not stressing or worrying about the future, bro. You just got a free year, bro, off some random. You was ready to think about what's next. And then somebody hit you up and was like, hey man, you
Got
want to
one
go one
more.
more round?
He was like, "What? I'm out of here."
Yeah, exactly. Been faster, man. I was like, I gotta make this happen. And with all that I've endured, I feel like this was the right time to be where I am to get the most out of it because I've noticed that I do have that mindset now. Like, I'm just so happy to be here. Like, and it's crazy. It's like, that's the first thing I told the coaches, like, when I got there, like on report day. Like, report day was my birthday, and I'm still telling them, like, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Like I'm telling
Yeah.
the dudes, like, and the guys, like, I'm like, bro, I'm so excited to be here. Like I'm on the phone with my friends on while I'm driving there. Like, bro, I'm so fucking excited to be in Idaho. Like I love this shit. Like I'm on the way back. Like I loved Idaho. Like bro, I genuinely cannot say that I'm any less than excited for what this has brought me so far, and I'm only looking forward to what it's gonna do for me in the future. And I feel like the biggest thing for that to happen is just continue to be present and just to appreciate the things around me when I have them. And I feel like I've gotten
Yeah.
so much better with that. Without going through all I went through, I would not be able to do that now.
So let me ask you this then. And this is going to shift gears a little bit. You've been going through this now for some time. You're at this stage where you're maturing. If you said you're 25, you're a grown ass man at this point. So when this is all said and done, whether you get a chance to play at the next level or not, man, who do you want to become in the future? What direction you want to go after this? What's the transition going to look like for you?
Well, obviously want to. I think I can respect that question, although I don't want to think too far ahead right now. I think I just want to continue to be where my feet are. I feel like right now I got this opportunity. I'm going to make the most out of this opportunity while I'm able to do it. This is such a short lived opportunity and such a special experience that not many get, especially with how much I've endured. So I feel like it would be wrong to think about what's after this right now instead of just fully immersing myself and enjoying everything this is bringing me.
Usually I would push back, but I got one counter question. Do you have any major responsibilities like children?
No.
Kind of can afford to live in the moment at this point. You know what I mean? Usually I'd have been like, hey, when it happens, but I get where you're coming from. You're like, it's almost like the advice I gave you, like, man, can I just experience this for once without any interruption? That's probably where your head is at right now. I got you,
Exactly.
bro.
And I ain't got no
I
I ain't got
got
no kids, bro. I ain't got no
you.
kids.
I got you. So long as you ain't gotta like get on and make ends meet to support somebody, like man, live, bro. You'll figure it out. And the reason why I'm kind of confident that you'll figure it out, because even when that transition happens and you go through those rocky points, you so goddamn determined, bro. You gonna figure the shit out. You kind of got that mentality.
Yeah, definitely. I just
Plus, you
I don't
got
know.
some people that can help you, bro. You just adopted a mentor, so I can help you navigate.
I appreciate that a lot, man. That means a lot to me, you know. But right now I'm so just happy where I'm at and excited for what this year could bring me. I like even just being with the guys for such a short time period, it was amazing. Like them dudes is the cohesiveness of that team is second to none. Like and then welcoming me in with open arms and making sure I'm putting my best foot forward. I mean, ain't no place I'd rather be.
Continue
Nice.
to connect with mental health services and let that be a part of your experience there.
Yes,
Stay
ma'am.
connected
I sure will. I appreciate that a lot.
Awesome.
for sure.
You got any questions for us, man? Before we let you go, I know we was drilling you.
What, let me see. What do you feel from athletes similar, for athletes with a similar story to mine, what do you feel as if their biggest obstacle getting over is moving forward? Like, do you think it's them doubting themselves or the worrisome of the future? Or, like, what do you think the biggest thing you normally see is?
It's a
I
cat that
usually
trusts you.
see intimidation almost for transition.
Okay.
As athletes, you are known to transition. You learn how to play the game and you learn to transition well in your area. But when you have to transition outside of the field of sport, there's a level of intimidation in the moment. Even though you've mastered the moment, you have athletes have a tendency to think that they can't transition from one space to another outside of the sport when you've actually learned how to do it very successfully. I just wish that you knew that without a shadow of a doubt and is confident in that space that I'm able to transition. That's probably the most that I see is having that difficult time transitioning because you think you don't know how, but you a wide receiver. You know how to transition. It's all in your hips.
Feel me?
So it's like that in life. It's in your hips. It's where your feet are placed. So that's the thing that I see most.
I must be a good ass transitioner because these hips don't lie.
There we go.
There
There we
you go.
go. Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that though.
Just yeah, really understand, man. You've already have the tools, the mindset, everything you need to be successful in life for the next 40 plus years. You literally learned it 15 years ago. It's just a matter of just reintroducing you to what you already know to apply it to something different and still apply it to what you got going on now. Because, like Kat said, you've already done it over and over and over again. That's why I think this year is going to be your year to where you're not going to have to just worry about it. Just, I think this is going to be the year. If I were to sum up the year that you're going to have, is the worry free year. This is almost like this is the year I can just play ball, get in that space, and whatever happens after that, I'll deal with that when that happens. But right now, I'm gonna take every practice by practice, every game by game, every hour by hour, every you know what I mean, and just and then have you already graduated?
Yes, sir.
You ain't even gotta worry about school. I mean, you gotta stay eligible for that semester, but you know how the game's played.
Yeah.
You know how we do it. You ain't gotta worry about school, bro. Play ball,
Graduate,
man.
bro. I'm good,
Play
man. I
ball.
just want ball.
Yeah. That's good. That's real good. Well, man, I'm so glad you shared this time with me. I got something for you. I wish I had it with me. I can either give it to you tomorrow or you stay on the west side.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna drop something off to you, bro. When we get off of here. Shoot me a Addy. I got
Bet.
something for you.
Bet. I appreciate that a lot, bro.
Yep. I got something for you. Definitely. All right, man. Once again, I appreciate your time, man. Like I said, anything else you want to say before you go? If you want people to follow you, whoever, this is your time to get that off.
I mean, shoot, I really appreciate y'all. I mean, I love sharing my story with you guys. I hope whoever else listens to this can be inspired to know that, with every dark tunnel, there's light at the end. It's just, it depends how, dark of a tunnel it is to see how bright the light can shine at the end of it. And I mean, shoot, the darker the tunnel, the brighter the light at the end, bro. Like, it's really just how hard you're, and I feel like just saying work hard is so, like, just basic. I don't feel like really defines what to do moving forward. I feel like working smarter and being diligent and always being true to yourself, no matter what. No matter what's going on, you could think the world is collapsing. You could think, everything is happening to you. Shit's falling apart. It's just continue to be true to yourself and what you want, and shit will align. Because I could have quit years ago. And I could have told myself, fuck it, this shit over with. Like years and years and years and years and years and years ago. But I never wanted to lose sight of what I wanted, no matter what. And that was all through diligence in God. By all means, like I really hope and pray whoever listens to this can have an ounce of inspiration just to know that, whatever you work for and you stay true to yourself about, you will definitely reap the benefits sooner than later.
I agree. Kat, you got anything?
He said it all.
He said it all. Well, there it is. This is another visit, Athlete Mindset Reset. Thanks for everybody spending their time. If you guys have any feedback, questions, concerns, threats, whatever the case may be, feel free to inbox me, email me, call me, DM me. However, in the meantime, y'all, I want y'all to stay positive, stay productive, but most importantly, stay in the present. All right.